And welcome everybody to the Solano College Sports Network studios. My name is Brian Nelson, and joining me here today are two very special guests, Jenna Blakely and Steve Barnett. They're here to promote their upcoming event, December 3rd, the Cage Combat Fighting Championship. And my first question will be to Steve. Tell us a little bit about the event coming up this December.
Well, this event coming up December 3rd, it's going to be a very special event for us, for my co-promoter Todd Bindorp and myself. We've been promoting shows for the last 10 years. This is our 10th year anniversary show. We're so excited for this event coming up because we have a lot of action-packed fights lined up. It's going to be an all-amateur event, so we're able to, focus on presenting a high-level amateur show. So we have the high-end production, we have videography, we got lights, camera, action. It's going to be all out. It's going to be a 10-year anniversary blowout.
And we have a very special ring girl for that 10-year anniversary. Jenna, how did you get involved with this show?
I fight Muay Thai, and I met Steve at Muay Thai Global, and I'll be being the ring girl for the night.
And how do you feel about that? Any nerves? Have you ever done it before?
No, I'm more of a fighter, but I'm really excited to do the ring girl side of it. Totally different feeling in the ring, I guess.
And Steve, we had the pleasure this past summer of covering one of your events. A lot of action, not a boring fight. How do you ensure that your fight card is so action-packed?
Well, this year, this fight show, Todd and I got together and we sat down. We came up with a plan so that it would be a guaranteed fight spectacular type of show. It's we're having a 170-pound tournament, plus we're having a 170-pound title fight as our main event. So what it is we have another show scheduled out in April, and then the finale for the tournament is going to be at the next fair. So we're having a 6-man tournament. And so if there's any types of injuries or anything that happens at the next show in April, that we'll have enough guys to fill the spots. So whoever wins the tournament this show fights to win a spot to fight for the title at the fair.
And that event will be happening December 3rd at the Solano County Fairgrounds. Tickets will be $40 and $100 for the VIP seats. And I can tell you, because of how Steve hooked us up with the broadcast, those VIP seats are right in the action. I remember watching the women's bantamweight fight, and you can see the toenail polish on the fighters. You're so close. So those $100 tickets are very well worth it. The event will be happening from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. at McCormack Hall. For more information, you can call Steve at 707-287-8457. And so, Jenna, let's shift over to you now. You mentioned your Muay Thai background. You just had a fight this past weekend. How did you do?
I did well. The first fight was the scale, and so I'm really proud. Also the nerves the first time, but I can't wait for the second.
And looking into your background, it's an interesting balance. You're a veteran of the Navy, and thank you for your service.
Thank you.
But you also are in nursing. Are you a nursing student? Or
I have my LVN. I'm working on my RN right now.
And you're a fighter, and you have the hardest job of all, motherhood.
Yes.
So how do you balance everything?
You know what? My mom helps me a great deal. She really does. She's very supportive. You always just have to be very organized and find the time, waking up at 4 a.m., going to bed at 11 p.m. You got to do what you have to do.
And does that discipline really help you with your fight endeavors?
Yes, it does. Fighting is not just the physical thing. A lot of it's mental. You really have to push yourself mentally to get through it.
And Steve, I would imagine you'd have a similar situation, like you coach with Napa Valley MMA.
Yes.
You also put on these events. I believe you have another job as well. How do you find time to not only fulfill everyday life activities, but put on these amazing shows?
Well, it does take a lot of time. I don't know what spare time is, because I do have a day job. I work for a company called Napa Electric, who's also one of our sponsors for our show. I get up early in the morning about 5 o'clock every day, go to work, do my day job, then go train at our facility in Napa.
And for this upcoming event, let's talk a little bit about the specifics of the fights. Obviously, we're filming this back in October, so we're not sure of the full lineup, but can you preview for the folks a little bit about some fights they can expect to see?
Well, I know of 3 of the fighters that right now. Raymond Lopez, he's going to be fighting our main event. He's going to be fighting a guy named Camila from El Nino Training Center, which is a real tough school to go against. They have Gilbert Melendez as their head coach, and he's a UFC veteran and Strikeforce veteran. So they have a real good, solid background. It's going to be a fight. I mean, it's probably going to be one of the best fights of the night. We're really looking forward to the fireworks on that one.
And this is obviously an all-amateur show, but at your last event, we had former pros. Dansabe Mohammed, the Strikeforce fighter, was the PA announcer, and then we had Tyson Griffin and Jerry Bolander, former UFC fighters.
Right.
Do you anticipate any sort of former UFC presence at the event?
Well, I know that Jerry Bolander happens to be my coach at Napa Valley MMA. I've been fortunate to train with him for the last 10 years plus. Being very fortunate. But he will be there because I'm running the show. I'm not able to coach this time. So Jerry will be there. Tyson Griffin's also going to have guys fighting in our show. He'll be there. And there's going to be an assortment of guys showing up. That Gilbert Melendez is most likely going to be there because one of his guys is fighting in the show too. So there's going to be an assortment of guys there. Don Sabeh Mohammed's also, he's a ring announcer for our show. He's currently fighting in Bellator right now. He's got a matchup in November. So. Yeah. So
it should be very exciting, folks. Come December 3rd at the Solano County Fairground. Once again, tickets $40, $100 for those prime VIP seats. Now, before we go, any final thoughts about the fight card and any last words to try and get the audience in there? Jenna, let's start with you.
It's going to just be a great night. If you want to come watch some excitement, have some fun, and drink or two, it's going to be a good night.
And Steve, any final thoughts?
Well, fortunately, I was able to, hire on the most beautiful women in Northern California for our ring card girls. Our wait staff is very nice to look at, and it's very motivated, and we have the best fight set up for this show. We're really looking forward to a really, really good night of fights.
And folks, we can tell you firsthand at SCSN how amazing the shows that Steve Barnett puts on. In the 3 years that I've been here at SCSN, the most exciting single event was the MMA tournament that we covered this past summer. So come December 3rd, it's going to be a very exciting time. And so we'd like to ask you to come support Steve at the Solano County Fairground come December 3rd. And so thank you to Jenna and to Steve for joining me here today. And thank you all for watching and supporting the Solano College Sports Network.